I think, first of all, just to mention that I think I've been, in the last few days, obsessed about the level of waste that as a country we have and how we dispose it. Over the past few days, I didn't even know that I would be invited in this forum, but I have been trying to look out through social media, through YouTube, comparing the state in which especially our city is and other cities across the world. When you look at the cities in Japan, for example, the other day I was watching and seeing how people are taking this as a personal responsibility, both the old and the young. And therefore, looking at how this is a personal responsibility to everyone, starting with the old who are leading the pack. And of course, as is always said, the young people will always learn from the older people. And therefore, I think this issue does not need to be centered to young people alone. A lot of what young people do is what they learn from their older generation, the golden ages. And therefore, it is the responsibility of everyone, not only the young people, to take up the responsibility. As a golden ager, you are there, you've seen waste being thrown anyhow. What do you do with it? Do you just wait to direct a young person to go and pick it up and throw it away, or do you pick it up so that the young person learns from you and knows that this is what I need to really do? So that is where the conversation really needs to start, so that it's taken up as a personal responsibility. But that said, and of course, policy interventions have been there. A lot of policies have been put up, including the ban of plastics. The other one on ban of use of single-use plastic in public areas has been put up in place. But I think, yes, there's been a challenge in terms of the implementation of it all. And of course, the influence from other states that surround our beloved country. But again, to add on it, the challenge of awareness. Because yes, we're talking about these very good policies, the reasons as to why we need to reduce the use of single plastics. But this awareness is not very much, especially to the youth who are at the rural level. A lot of them, yes, know that in fact, most of them think that the plastic use is not as bad as we may portray it. And there's still need to do a lot of public awareness, and especially among the young people, to tell them why is it wrong. Because there's a lot of technical language that goes around it, but we need to break it down into bits that the young people can understand. Why do we need to properly dispose, especially plastic waste, instead of just throwing it away? Why do we need to do that? So that the people are able to understand and take it up, not as an enforcement, but as a personal responsibility. I think if people take this up as a personal responsibility, then we will be moving towards the right direction. But if it is a measure of enforcement, I think that just happens for a short while. Remember what happened during COVID? People were forced into wearing masks, but it was a cat and mouse kind of a game. Whenever you see police, you put on a mask. Whenever you get out of them, you throw it away. And therefore, we really need to make this as an issue of personal responsibility, other than just looking at policies. Policies can be there, and we can have so many of them even upcoming. But if it's not taken up as a personal responsibility by personal individuals, by the young people themselves, as a way of doing this, then we still have a long way to go. And the other day we just saw the young people, even in Kip, I don't know who watched this news, but in Karen, some village in Karen, young people have taken up the responsibility to recycle the plastic, make chairs, make door curtains, make different things. But again, the problem is the incentives out of this kind of business is not very lucrative. And out here, things are very difficult for young people, and they would compare doing that kind of a job and getting very low income and doing another thing that will earn them more. Why not bet and get maximum returns instead of doing a plastic that will end up selling at 2 bob or 3 or 10 shillings or 50 shillings? So I think incentives, again, along this line need to be increased so that the young people can really see, I really need to do this. If it's a startup, I have a reason to continue doing what I have started. Otherwise, I thank you so much.